Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about, WWE Monday Night Raw, from last night. Just wanted to do the review. Didn't even feel like doing it last night, I was just too tired, but decided once I got home, and then ate, then I'd come on here and do the review. So, man, what an excellent episode. All 3 hours were fun. All the stories really got their points across. Excellent segments, some excellent matches as well. JD McDonough and Ricochet was a banger. The tag match with No Day and DIY was good. And honestly, this is just a great episode of Raw. This was easily the best Raw of 2024. The matches were great, like I mentioned. The promos were phenomenal. This is what we should see on WWE TV all year. Great promos, great matches. And that was the best Raw, in my opinion, in probably a decade, maybe more. That was probably the best Raw in a decade. And that fantastic ending as well. The best Raw all year. And just excellent. And just through the first hour and 15 minutes, it had one match. And it's been the best 1 hour and 15 minutes of shows produced. And it just flowed well. Just an excellent show. The segments have been unmatched. The one match we got was great too, like the first hour. And there wasn't really much announced heading into this episode of Raw. It was just CM Punk returns, Shinsuke versus Jey Uso, Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn. But that was really it. And this turned out, not much announced, turned out to be one of the best Raws all year. The Rock, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, the Bloodline, were all on tonight. And it resulted in the best Monday Night Raw all year and the best WWE show WWE produced all WrestleMania season. CM Punk was there. He had a banger segment, banger segment with Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, kind of hinting at he's gonna be on commentary at WrestleMania. He could be maybe a referee, maybe cost Seth Rollins the title. The Bloodline, just everybody was there, and The Rock wasn't even announced. He was announced for next week's episode. We get another week of The Rock this week from last night and next week. So, Roman Reigns is going to be there. The Rock for the Go Home show. I assume Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes will be there. Maybe they're going to save up a big brawl from what happened last night, where The Rock basically destroyed Cody Rhodes and said, "You don't fuck with the final boss." And I think that was an F-bomb on live TV. I think PG era is done. Even on WWE's YouTube channel where Cody was bleeding, and that's what The Rock whispered to him in the opening segment was, "I'm going to make you bleed." I couldn't tell what he said, but people were saying, "Oh, I'm going to make you bleed." And that's what he did there at the end. So, but what a great Raw next week. But I'm going to need Cody to find that dog and that Black Air Force energy. Because no more Mr. Nice Guy next week, because he just got freaking destroyed, cut open in blood. So we'll see what happens next week. But I think really the time for talk was over with the promos, and they gotta start like brawls and stuff. So that's really what happened there at the end. And the base Raw was trending for a reason. Raw of the year, and not even close. And that was a Netflix preview. They didn't even, on the WWE's, I think, channel or whatever, or WWE on Fox or something, they didn't even have the black and white where Cody was bleeding. They let The Rock drop an F-bomb, I think. PG era's over. The PG era is slowly over. Once we get to Netflix, I'm excited. And the crowd was amazing as well. But yeah, let's get to the start. So, at the start of the show, so Cody Rhodes comes out, gets the big whoa! So, and the best line I think he uttered all WrestleMania season was, "I pretend to be the champion because the champion isn't here. Roman Reigns isn't here. I feel like The Rock and Cody and Seth have really done majority of the work, have really carried this feud. Roman really hasn't been there that much as The Rock, which is kind of crazy that The Rock's been there more than Roman. And there's just so much. I mean, there's not much more you can do with the promos. I mean, there's just not much you can really do with promos at this time, because you're running it back from last year where it's going to be, there's not really much more you can say besides like a few promos here and there. You just got to really start just, at this point, just start brawls to get heat going into WrestleMania, which I thought they did a good job of last night, especially in the main event, the closing segment, building the heat up. But that was a great line. But The Rock showed up, said a few words to Cody, whispered, and he looked confused, and that kind of gave us an insight later tonight, because he whispered, "I'm gonna make you bleed," which he did. And I understand Cody low-key buried his own tag. I mean, I don't know if he really buried his tag partner's title and his title, but isn't that what WWE already thinks Seth Rollins' title? But I mean, he is talking about Roman. Next we had Ricochet versus JD McDonough for a TV match. That's how all TV matches should be, because that was great. That was that. I love the mention by Pat McAfee in regards to Ricochet being 3 for 3 for the last 3 weeks against Judgment Day. He's won all 3 matches, and that match was really good. The last 30 seconds were awesome, but the whole match was great. They have great chemistry, especially that one move Ricochet done. But that match was a heater. Top rope, Poison Rana, Destroyer. You see those moves sparingly, WWE, so it's more impactful. Plus, JD McDonough is an incredible performer, as is Ricochet. And allowing Ricochet to be himself out there, and that was his best match on Raw in a while. WWE had a great first hour. They sustained the energy. And then next, CM Punk needs to be back on TV as fast as humanly possible when he gets 100% healthy. Because the show in every aspect is what Monday Night Raw should be. That segment was easily one of the best wrestling segments all year. And I liked where Drew McIntyre called himself, the chosen one. And CM Punk's reply was pretty much, basically, who chose you? Tell everyone who chose you. Say his name if you have the balls. Man, that was a Vince McMahon hint right there. He chose Drew McIntyre as the chosen one. Man, if only Punk didn't get injured, we'd have a triple threat match and a banger. That segment just was fantastic. Even Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley had a good segment. Just felt like all the segments from last night were fantastic. Great promos, great matches. I don't see how anybody can say this Monday Night Raw is bad. This episode wasn't one of the best Raws in a decade. Because you'd have all these Vince McMahon Raws through this decade that were horrible. The man didn't know how to book. He was out of touch. He didn't know what the fans wanted. But now that we got Triple H, you got what the fans want. You got more. They're kind of let him a little bit more looser on the mic. On commentary, you don't have him screaming in the commentator's ears, and the commentators, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, or especially Michael Cole, he's so good when he doesn't have a freaking Vince screaming in his ear. And they're more loose, kind of with the cussing, with The Rock, Cody. Like, they're getting a little bit more looser with the cussing, which I think they should, because, oh well, it's cussing, deal with it. If you don't like it, oh well. And I know, at the end there, where Jey Uso beat Shinsuke Nakamura, The Rock, or when Cody backstage took out Jey Uso, then he was brawling with Solo Sikoa, had him down, started punching, but here comes The Rock from behind, he throws him to the door, then throws a trash can. But they're just a good visual. The Rock left Cody Rhodes in his own blood outside in the pouring Chicago rain. That was the best ending to the best Raw of all year. I know people will be like, oh yeah, you thought that was a good Raw. Yes I did. That was excellent. I know people will be like, you know, where, oh, the IWC watching WWE, OMG Blood, they're going to make the Attitude Era. There's no double standard with Blood and AEW and WWE. The difference is WWE does it, when WWE does it, it's more effective and he licks a reaction. AEW's done it so much where it's become less effective and it's met with criticism. WWE doesn't do it unless it's effective into the feud. AEW does it for no reason, so I'm tired of seeing that narrative on Twitter. That's not a double standard. There hasn't been much blood in WWE in a long time. Moxley bleeds if he puts a freaking hoodie on. WWE makes it count like AEW. But besides the point, that was just a fantastic ending to a great show. So we'll see what happens next week with Raw, what Cody does to the Raw. Maybe they should just have all four of them brawl. They should have the main event segment where they all brawl on the go home show for a Monday Night Raw next week in the Barclays. But this was the best Raw in like 10-15 years. Did he also, he dropped a little of everything in that promo. And I love seeing blood, just a touch of blood. It was a great touch. And him sneaking in that F-bomb. He did say look at him 26 times. But that was great. So that's really my thoughts here on Monday Night Raw. One of the best Monday Night Raws all year. It was the best WWE produced all WrestleMania season. So that's all to say here. Till next time out. Peace.